Behind the gates here on South Avenue in Jim Thorpe sits the Mauch Chunk Cemetery. The cemetery dates back to the early 1800s. The Cemetery Association has now been awarded a major historic designation.
Being the first cemetery that the town had and having all of its really famous people such as Asa Packer buried in here, that it just made sense to try to get the designation for the town.
Asa Packer pioneered the railroad and founded Lehigh University, and many other notable figures are buried here. The cemetery has been accepted into the National Register of Historic Places by the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission in a partnership with the National Park Service.
Something that should have been done long ago, considering the history.
Robert Sofranco and Jack Sterling are on the board of the Cemetery Association. They say it was a long process before the cemetery was awarded the designation this past July. An eye-catching historic feature in the cemetery is the Memorial Chapel of the Resurrection, which was commissioned in 1905 by Mary Packer Cummings.
This chapel was designed by famous architects called Perot and Bissell out of Philadelphia. They're pretty famous for designing a lot of different buildings. You'll see on the sides there's gargoyles coming off the tops of where the roof meets the wall. And it's just an absolutely magnificent place.
Inside the chapel, several urns sit in memoriam, and there are also features dating back to the early 1900s.
So we have an elevator, a primitive elevator that lowers it down into the basement, and the caskets are stored there at a cool temperature until they were able to be brought out for burial in the warmer weather.
This national recognition will now help the Cemetery Association continue upkeep and preservation efforts.
As for the future of the cemetery, we're hoping to get grants for projects that need to be done. We just had curbing done, which we got a matching grant for.
Emily Kress, Newswatch 16, Carbon County.